of 1863 saw Confederate troops reach a peak in their war with the North, the Battle of Gettysburg. This is the battlefield where General Robert E. Lee's gray-clad lines drove superior forces under General George Meade back to Cemetery Ridge and almost turned the tide of the war. Next day, the Union forces rallied, routed Lee's men, and the cause of the South was lost. The battlefield was bathed in the blood of men who fought for causes they thought just. When the smoke of battle faded, more than 7,000 lay dead, nearly 50,000 were wounded and missing. Today, 100 years later, the battlefield shrine is rededicated to the memory of heroes at ceremonies led by General Eisenhower. Accompanied by Mrs. Eisenhower, the former president takes part in this homage on the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's immortal Gettysburg Address. Lincoln thought that the world would little note nor long remember what he said a century ago. Today, however, Mr. Eisenhower speaks for a people who recall with pride Lincoln's plea for unity in a nation torn by civil strife, words that echo through the corridors of time.
On this day of commemoration, Lincoln still asks of each of us, as he clearly did of those who heard his words a century ago, to give that increased devotion to the cause for which soldiers in all our wars have given the last full measure of devotion.
The plaintive sound of taps caresses the shrine of heroes who passed on a priceless legacy, a nation strong and united. There's no longer any danger that the buffalo is heading for the last roundup. Not many years ago, he seemed doomed to extinction, but today he is flourishing. In Canada's Wood Buffalo National Park, airborne wardens and rangers are herding entire families into corrals for the annual nose count and physical exam. Before the white man came, an estimated 60 million bison roamed the plains of Canada and the U.S. Wanton slaughter reduced those herds to a handful. Only 500 were left in northern Canada. Now, thanks to conservation and protection, this herd of 14,000 free-roaming animals is assurance that the buffalo will be here for future generations to admire. And his ancient enemy is today the buffalo's best friend. Mississippi State plays host to Louisiana State at Jackson, and the crowd is treated to a cliffhanger all the way. There's no score until the final quarter, when Mississippi grabs an opportunity. Billy Ezel's pass is intercepted by Sonny Fisher, and he returns it to LSU's 43. Only minutes left in the game, and it's a battle against time. Fisher goes aloft to pass to Tommy Inman, who brings the ball deeper into scoring territory. Then it's another Fisher-Inman pass, back-to-back, and Inman is in, man, as he goes across for the first score of the game. There's joy in town tonight. Then comes the most important point of the game as Justin Canale converts, and Mississippi State leads 7-0 with less than a minute and a half to play. LSU lays down a barrage of passes. First Ezel to Walt Pillow, and they get to the 18 with the clock ticking away. Then Ezel lets fly again. This time to Billy Troe, and the ball is on the 6-yard line. Fighting the clock, Ezel goes to Doug Moreau, and it's the right connection for LSU, 6 points. That makes it Mississippi State 7, LSU 6, and Louisiana goes for broke. They gamble for 2 points and a win, but Ezel's pass to Troe is too long and too high. Mississippi stays on top by 1 point. The Bears are on the prowl in Chicago, looking to claw their way to the top in the Western Pro Division. Bill Wade leads their attack on Green Bay, and he takes the Packers' measure with passes like this one to Angelo Coya. The Bears dip into the honey jar as Willie Gallimore slips around left end for a 27-yard touchdown jaunt. Chicago goes in front to stay as they settle down to pack in the Packers. Quarterback Wade toys with the vaunted Packer defense. He teams with Joe Marconi for a 28-yard advance as Chicago keeps mounting drive after drive. If an advance bogs down, the Bears have a not-so-secret weapon in the toe of Roger Leclerc. This is one of 4 field goals he kicks today. Chicago defensive corps outdoes itself. A toss by Packers. Zeke Rakowski is gathered by Benny McRae in the 49, and he bears down until he reaches the 5-yard line. Wade goes around right in for a touchdown, and with time running out, the Bears lead Green Bay 26-0. Green Bay, the team that hasn't been shut out in 4 years. The Packers avoid a whitewash as Rakowski tosses a bomb to Max McGee, and they bring the ball 64 yards from their own 20 to the Bears' 16. But it's a matter of too little and too late. The Packers send Tom Moore across, but Chicago leads the Western Conference with a 26-7 massacre.
Hello, I'm Angie Dickinson. I'm playing a new role today. Believe it or not, I'm a gift counselor. Come with me. I'm here to remind you that the present with a future is a United States savings bond. The boy or girl, man or woman who gets one of these new bonds for Christmas has something that grows in value with the years. A gift that appreciates and is appreciated more each year. Any question marks on your Christmas list? A bond is the perfect answer. A savings bond is a personalized gift. Everyone is registered in the owner's name as protection against loss. You can buy bonds at any bank, and you'll get this free, handsome gift envelope for each bond you buy. Think about it, and do it. And a Merry Christmas to all of you, from all of us in motion pictures.